dominance. They don't see and feel the same thing. We don't feel and see the same thing. When women are thinking, men are thinking one thing, men are thinking something totally, altogether different, and vice versa. So the feelings that we try to place on each other are one of our first stumbling blocks in being able to relate to one another. What you think I'm feeling, or I should be feeling, I'm not feeling because I'm not that type of being. I'm a different type of being. In the womb, after conception, at the 49th day, that is the day that divides the male and female from one another in the womb. All human beings are female until the 49th day. Then the male genitalia start to form, the male brain forms, testosterone is flooded into the system and makes something different. I say the male brain. The male brain and the female brain are different, two different brains. Some parts of the female brain are larger, some parts of the male brain is larger. Dealing with sexuality, the male brain in those areas dealing with sexuality could be up to 30 or 40 times larger than the female brain. You have, of course, offshoots of that. You have what they call in vitro homosexuals. That is, people at a certain, at that 49th day or certain periods prior to that, whose hormonal structure is not flooded at the proper times. The male brain will not develop from the female brain, and you have a male who is then brain-wise locked into female mode. So he comes out and desires, from a female brain point of view, other men. Now, of course, you have a homosexuality or a gay movement, which is a political movement. That is, that some people, a lifestyle that they adopt. But you have some people who are caught up brain-wise in certain behavior. If we understand the structures or the foundational area of what our basic drives are, what our areas of contention will be later on in life, we can try to adjust our understanding of one another, because we have a false understanding of one another. Now, all male mammals, as I said before, are polygamous. The baboons, the horses, the bulls, the monkeys, the chimpanzees, the rats, all of them. Now, of course, not all men are polygamous. You have some monogamous men. There may be a couple around somewhere. I haven't met any. Well, there's a couple that, that's their thing. And I saw that little girl with two heads too. I talked about it on the program, the little girl with two heads. Or the two little girls on the one body with two heads. There are areas where the rules are broken. But the thing is that we have to understand that we cannot keep as men, because, see, polygamy puts the pressure on men to stand up, to be strong, to be responsible, to take charge of his world, to tell women what they want and what they need, because if they don't, as men, get what they need, there will be in continual inner conflict and inner turmoil, because this is what I want, but I can never have it. This is what I need, but I can never have it. So they cannot be internally secure and internally powerful themselves, inside of themselves, if they have these urges that they have to hold back to appease the woman in their life that they love. You can't never tell the truth. You always got to lie. You always got to be sneaking. You always got to be, saying you with Sankofa and we going over to the bookstore, and you ain't at the bookstore. You with, number 2. I mean, if you understood the turmoil that goes through, because they may be in love with you, but it ain't got nothing to do with you. It got to do with the inner voice, the inner mandate. And this puts pressure on the men to tell the truth. To say, hey, this is what I need in my life. This is what I want to do. This is how I'm trying to build it. And will you come with me and build this? Will you sacrifice to come and build this with me? Most women of the modern ilk don't have that sensibility. Most men don't have the sensibility to come correct and truthful in the beginning, because we've been trained not to. I mean, I think that if somebody came to me with a plan and a program and said, this is what I'm going to do, this is how I'm going to do it, and this is what I want to do, this is my plan, can you deal with this? And come to you as an adult human being and say, this is what I want to do. And you say, okay, well, that ain't my thing, I can't do that. Then there's mutual respect between us, I respect you, you respect me, I ain't lied to you, we can be friends, say hi, passing and things like that, but we don't have to get entangled in each other's life. But that ain't how we do it. Y'all know how we do it. Oh, baby, it's just you. I don't need nobody else. I don't want nobody else. I would never do that to you. You know how we do. And the thing about it is, y'all know we be lying when we be lying. There's no man out here that you would want, that is desirable, that you think handsome, that the other women don't think that too. And there's a discrepancy in the numbers of men and women in our society, especially the African American society. You have the highest incarceration rate, the highest number of individuals in prison, the highest mortality rate, the greatest number of individuals who commit suicide are young black men. You have a rise in homosexual population, in the closet and outside of the closet. You got your husband, he's been with you 30 years, and he's screwing around. Then you got men who just don't like women. Then you got men who just ain't worth a damn to nobody, to nothing. Then you got the guys that stand out in front of the store and ask, can I get a quarter? Now when you add all that up, the homosexuals, the different brothers in prison, when you add all that up, you're looking at, in Washington, D.C., you're looking at something like 14 women, black women to one man, one black man that's worthy of you having. Now, if he married, what did the other 13 women do? You want for your sister what you want for yourself. It ain't the other way around. It ain't 13 men to one woman. That's Babylonian usury. It ain't but $10 in the world, and you loan $10 and say you got to pay back 11. That's how they get you on your house note. That's why you buy a $100,000 house and pay $450,000 for it. That's how that matrix is set up, where they can say you can buy a $45,000 Mercedes-Benz and you can pay for it in 48 months. And you get a $45,000 house and you got to pay 30 years for it. It's the same $45,000 from the same bank.